in investigations in the...
The sudden passing of Bank of Uganda Governor Emmanuel Tumusiime Mutebile has sent shockwaves across the country. Among those saddened by his passing is longtime friend and former Prime Minister Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda.
We were in student politics together, and he led us very well as president of the Makerere Students Guild. He had differences with the regime of the day, led by Idi Amin.
However, it is in the field of finance and economics that Mutebile's star shone brightest. But his true legacy started being written when he convinced the NRM government to pivot toward a liberal economy and away from the planned socialist economy they had envisioned.
He had a lot of resistance from many of us at the time, because many of us believed in some kind of command economy. But he stood his ground, although he was a civil servant.
You remember him for some of those critical policies and strategies that saw the economy recover using very meager, scarce resources, which is what economics is about. How do you get the most out of very scarce resources?
In carrying out his duties, Mutebile has been described as a man of his word and character who never shied away from speaking the truth, even in the face of fierce criticism.
A forthright thinker, a forthright person, a candid person who has not hesitated to articulate his views.
Emmanuel Tumusiime Mutebile was a professional of high competence, and you can credit him for sustaining Uganda's economy throughout Museveni's tenure as a leader.
The abilities of the late Mutebile were not limited to overseeing the economy.
He has also been generous. Oh yes, he has been a generous man who supported many initiatives in church, communities, education, and the private sector.
Not only was he championing policy in the public decision-making space, he was also speaking to the students, speaking to the scholars, and therefore blaming the academia, the policy, and the practice.
But like any other human being with such a long public life, Mutebile also had his flaws.
Part of the mismanagement of Bank of Uganda has been partly because he also needed to serve politics. But he also be remembered very stubborn person. Emmanuel Tumusiime Mutebile, despite a parliamentary resolution, went ahead and privatized Uganda Commercial Bank and sold it to Stanbic. When the MPs were mad, he told them for him he was serving only two masters, the Almighty and President Museveni, and he said only those two can remove him from being governor of Central Bank.
In spite of his hard-working nature, Semuju argues that Mutebile should have been allowed to retire from public duties due to his frail health.
He has been unwell for quite a period. In fact, people have pronounced him dead several times. Because of what he has done, and we must be appreciative, Tumusiime Mutebile needed to have vacated office, but I think he was also greedy as a person. Because even if Museveni does not remove you, you know your personal health. Please tell Museveni in his face that I can't serve.
For the next Bank of Uganda governor, the challenge to fill the shoes of the fallen governor will be a mountainous task. Joyce Nakato, NTV Weekend Edition.